we go. All right, guys. Elevation Coach Team Call. It is the 18th of January in the year of our Lord 2016, as they say in England. I'm excited about this call because we have a longtime Elevation coach, Mark Reed. He's going to be sharing with us how he got 60,000 likes on his fan page. And what I love about this fan page is that it has nothing to do with Beachbody. And what I think is a huge opportunity is Mark has an amazing opportunity to connect with people that have similar interests as himself. You could really enjoy underwater basket weaving, or as my mom used to say when I was bored, she used to tell me that I should take underwater BB stacking. So lots of us have different interests. Mark's going to show us how he built that Facebook like page along with his Instagram. Mark, I believe it's over 10,000 followers on Instagram.
It's like 16,000 right now, somewhere in there.
So 16,000 followers on Instagram. So he's done an incredible job building those consistently. So we're going to cover that. But first, I want to get to some recognition real quick before we get into what Mark is going to be talking about. Today, we started our Elevate to Emerald group. So I just want to give a shout out to the people in that group, and I'm going to lift them off here because they're awesome. And I just want to congratulate you guys for taking your business to the next level, or at least committing to taking it to that first milestone as a coach, which is the rank of Emerald Coach. So John Bosch, we call him John Bosch Jovi, Amanda Weber, Lauren Hewlett, Jeremy Stevens, Tiffany Ashley, Dean Rashek, John Harlow, he's on the call, Matt Shank, he's on the call, and it looks like Joey Morris posted 33 minutes ago that he wants to join the group as well. So I'm going to add him to the group. So congratulations, guys, again, for committing to taking your business to the next level. And what I talked about, you guys will see it in the first video that I posted in that group about what the advantages are of reaching Emerald and how it can help you build a solid foundation for a business. So congratulations, guys. And then just what's going to be coming up here really soon. Start thinking about putting together a team. I'm going to be putting together a team. This is something Beachbody does quarterly. It is called the Team Beachbody Cup. And it is essentially a competition for Success Club points. So it's a fun thing that we do together. We have, each team is encouraged to have high communication. That means maybe a group text message and group strategy sessions on how to reach out to new people, how to get more invites in. And I've listened to a lot of the winners of Team Beachbody Cup challenges. And the encouraging thing about these challenges is that a lot of these teams will take a diamond coach as a leader, and they'll take their new coaches who've never hit Success Club, who've never really hit any of those award levels that Beachbody recognizes, and they demolish all of them. Like the people who had never gotten Success Club points before were getting 20, 30, 50, 100 Success Club points in a single month. So it's pretty crazy. That's going to be happening in February. So that's really exciting. So be thinking about who you can team up with. I'm going to be forming a team. I'm going to be messaging people and asking if they want to join my team, and we can work together to see how many people we can reach out to in a single month to help them get healthy and fit, and or start a business with Beachbody, whatever fits their goals. So I'm excited about that. If you guys want some details on it, you can go to your Coach Online office, and up in the top right-hand corner under the news and announcements, I believe, you'll see some information on the Team Beachbody Cup. And so I think Carl Deichler put out a promo video on his Facebook page if you want to watch that. So hopefully you're ready, Mark. I don't want to waste too much time. Not that we just wasted time, but
I'm ready
to give you as much time as possible to share what you're going to be sharing tonight. So the floor is yours. And at the end, are you okay with us asking questions?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome. So it's all yours, bud.
Okay. Let me see. I will share my screen here. Share my whole desktop. There we go. Okay. Can you see my desktop?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and have tried some different methods to gain interest for people. And one of the things that I resisted for a while was finding my niche. Until I finally I went through some different attempts to sort out what my niche was. I had several web domains that I got. I had Team Elite Fitness, and I had Geek Dad Fitness, and then I settled on Elite Geek Fitness, and now have EliteGeek.net also. So I bought a bunch of domains. Domains are cheap, but have settled on Elite Geek. I'm a geek. I was in line early for the Star Wars showing and had tickets. They were available, and I've seen it several times. But I've really I had several cases when on Instagram I found that there were a lot of people when I would post that type of thing were very interested. It really came about for me when the Avengers came out this last year, and I actually made a Hulk Shakeology. I took blueberries and almond milk and a greenberry Shakeology and mixed it just right so the bottom was purple and the top was all green, and it looked just like the Hulk. And I posted it on Instagram, and people just went crazy. And it's like, yeah, these are my people. So I've really embraced that since. Yeah, there's my desktop.
That's awesome.
So it took me a while to figure out how to attract followers, but I'm going to show you a lot of what I've learned on Instagram. So Instagram, I don't think is necessarily the best method to find people, but if you can do it in volume and you can find the right people and you're willing to communicate with people, it can be a very good method to transition people to Facebook, where our groups are. Communication on an individual level on Instagram is terrible. So the first thing I say as soon as someone starts to be interested a little bit, it's like, look, I tell them right out, Instagram is terrible for communication. Are you on Facebook? Let's be friends on Facebook, and we can instant message there. That works really well. But in Instagram, it's all about volume, hashtags, and following people. You can see here I have 883 posts now, 16,000 followers, 7,200 that I'm following. And that is because that is the most people you're allowed to follow. It's all about there we go. It's all about volume on Instagram, and the way to get people to follow you back is just to follow them. Instagram is very, very good about that. Targeting specific people is good, and looking for tags to talk to people about is good for an individual level. But for just raw volume, it's very easy. And I found there's two ways. If you've done any other Instagram training, one of the things you'll see people talk about is Instagress. And depending on, Instagress has gone through some evolution, so I want to give you some warnings on Instagress. So when you see training, what not to do. One of the things that people talk about when you see Instagress, what Instagress does is let you like, comment, follow, and unfollow people. And there's one training video that's a couple years old where a coach talks about just targeting hashtags and commenting on their statuses. That I don't recommend that anymore if you watch that training, because people are onto that on Instagram, and that'll just get you banned, because it's really hard not to look like a spammer when you do that. You'll see I'm actually doing that because with my group, I'm targeting not fitness people, but Star Wars people, and they don't have any clue about automatic programs like this. They have never seen anything like that, so I can get away with doing comments like that and gain quite a few followers just by doing a thumbs up on their post where they've had hashtag Star Wars. And then they'll comment back, tag me, and they'll follow me back once they look at my page. That only works also once you've built enough information on your page, on your Instagram page, that people will look at it and be interested. If you just have a couple posts, they'll look at it and then just move on. So you've got to build some following before that works. What does work well for this is the follows. So what this program will let you do, and you do have to pay for this, but if it's something you want to invest a little bit in, you can set it so based on hashtags, where I like the MyFitnessPal Fitbit because I'm a huge proponent of both of those products. I like those tags, and you'll get people who aren't already coaches in those. You can look for hashtag MyFitnessPal, hashtag, let's see, there we go, hashtag Fitbit, and follow people who have tagged that. And you'll get a percentage of them to follow you back. So what you do is you just let it run, let it follow people until you hit that 7,000-ish limit. It varies a little bit. And then you switch it and you start unfollowing people, but you only unfollow the people who didn't follow you back. Over time, that volume builds up and you start to get followers. This is an automated program to do that. This is how I used to do it. If you want to spend a little more time on it, the way I actually do it now is with another application called Crowdfire. This is a manual process, but what you can do here is this actually works for both Instagram and Twitter. I have accounts on both of them that I use. So in my case, I'll talk more about my page in a little bit, but I'm actually targeting Star Wars people. So I'm able to copy followers. In this case, for a fitness focused page, I might look for Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or those type of things, and find individuals who are following those who might be looking for fitness programs to go along with it, better nutrition, learning about. But then once you find one, this just shows me the followers, in this case of Star Wars. And on Twitter, I will just click 100 times. And I'm just going to go through and it will just follow 100 people. You have to be careful about how many people you follow because it will time out and it'll start to tag you as a spammer if you run into its automated limits. So to be safe, I do 100 people on Twitter, and I know I'm going to be well under its limits. It's not going to flag me. It's not going to cause any problems with my account that way. So there I'll go through. I'll go through and basically build up to my limit of number of users. And then once I hit that, I have non-followers. And I have the same thing. It will just show me people that I'm following that aren't following me back. Okay, well then I'll just go through and it doesn't. And don't do them both. Don't do them like back to back like this. I'm showing you what I'll do. I'll follow one day. I'll unfollow.
These are all the people you just followed just now, right?
Not in this case. So with Twitter, the app is a little tricky. With Twitter, these people on top are the first people I followed that aren't following me back of the 1,500 so I'll do the same thing with Instagram. Instagram is the other way around, unfortunately, with the app today. Now, and all of this is today because these things change. You have to keep up with them because they change on a regular basis. So Instagram, you can do copy followers, exact same thing. On Instagram, I only follow 80 people at a time instead of 100. And there's one. Twitter. Hey, somebody just followed me back just because I went and followed him. And I'm building up volume with the people there. Well, on Instagram, I scroll to the bottom because it works from the bottom up. So the bottom people, I may go through, it takes me a week to fill up my list of followers that I can do, and then probably another week to go back. So I will scroll to the bottom and I will give those people, if they don't follow me back in a week, they're probably not interested in my posts. So I'll just go through and unfollow those people and just kind of go back and forth. And over time, that has built up to 16,000 people. Crowdfire is free up to, you can do that once per day with it for free, but for, I think it was $5, I'm able to go through basically unlimited users per day for a year. So it's a very inexpensive investment to make the program work very quickly. And after that, none of that works unless you have good content. For what I'm doing here, that's the perfect content for my type of people. Lightsabers don't kill people. Dads with dirty daughters do. That's gotten 274 likes. That's actually a really small one. There's Deadpool in Stormtrooper armor, 484 likes. That's not uncommon with only 11 comments. I'll get some of them, and some of them will get hundreds of comments on them. I can't keep up and respond to most of them. But with that, then I'll post things and I'll fit things in there. This is where, if you've not read it, jab, 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 right hook comes in. These are all jabs. These are jab, 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 lots of jabs. And then just to show you one of my favorite right hooks, that I have that you'll see me post whenever anybody mentions Greenberry, because a lot of people don't like Greenberry. I will post this. Let's see, where it is Dole blueberries plus greenberry and almond milk tastes just like Captain Crunch keeps all berries. It's spot on. It's eerie how close it tastes to that, and it's so good. And
Wow.
that gets a lot of attention. So I've posted this several times whenever it seems appropriate. And I'll right hook with that, like, hey, have you tried it like this? And hey, do you have a sample? And go from there. So this post, after this post, it was a great opening to send samples to people. And I sent samples, and several of them joined challenge groups, and several of them I have on Facebook now. So so this is an example of I do a combination. One of the things I didn't know when I started on Instagram was where do you get all your content? Where does all this stuff come from? And the answer is you steal it. You steal all of it. So that one I actually created on my own. I have, and I can post if anybody wants this. I've done it before. These are the apps that I use for creating all of my content. And I can take a screenshot and post this there so you can see what these are. I mostly use PlayPic Post. This is another one that it's a free app. It has a watermark on it for like $1. You get rid of the watermark. But this is how I made that one. I just used like this, and I put together the pictures and lined them all up and then saved it. So I saved that picture, and then I moved it to WordSwag, which is a great application for adding wording on top of your images, because it adds nice and fancy wording. If you've not used this one, I highly recommend it. And you can just camera roll and add your own pictures. Yeah, here we go. Here's one where it's decent to add pictures to. That's what my daughter got me those for Christmas.
That's awesome.
But then you can add wording here, and then just kind of go through and choose different font options. Here I want one. Stack Attack's one of my favorites, and just pick a color, and you can just change it around and you can add text that looks very, very professional very quickly to a photo.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
It's a program that I recommend a lot. And then you post it up, and it looks like a professional picture that you've got. The other one that I use a lot most of the time now is Fonto, because one of the ways I get images, so that's one I create on my own. I get a lot of my posts or a lot of my reactions. Hold on, let me just restart that. Try Reflector. There we go. I get the most responses from leg days. So all I do is I don't create most of them. I just do hashtag leg day, search. Hey, look, there's 5 million posts of it. So I go find, a lot of them are people just taking pictures, but then you'll run into a lot of them that will be funny. You can have quads, you can have jeans, but you can't have both. That's probably not a good one for me because I'm a skinny dude, and that one's just not great. There we go. That's the kind of thing I would post. So here in the iPhone, I just take a screenshot of it and go to Fonto and photo album. Pick my picture. The crop icon is up here at the top. Auto crop right there. Done. Saved, and now it's postable. And now I have that picture. There are other repost apps you can use, but this is the fastest way I've found to do it. And I will just go through when I'm bored and just kind of scroll through and just save them all. So I have a full backlog of pictures I've not posted yet.
That way when you could create a library of future posts, right?
That's exactly what I do. So I've just got, when I need to post here, all of these are ones that you can tell when there's 2 of them, it's because I've recropped it. Yeah. So I found one and I went back and decided, okay, well, this is one that I'm going to post now, and I needed to crop it, and I'll just go from there. But that's what I use on Instagram. And then I just try and add content, try and add hashtags because people do look for hashtags. People do look for Beachbody hashtags on there. I found for the most part coaches will avoid you, but there are people that are not coaches who post using the hashtag of the workout that they're doing. You have to be the real person because they will get spammed by coaches who aren't like we are. And that's what makes the difference. It's be a real person, care about what they're doing, really want to help them get results and be a real person for them. And that's where the transition can happen. So that's Instagram. Any questions about Instagram while I'm here? Oh, and so the one more thing in Instagram, if you're new to it, when you post on Instagram, you have the option to just automatically send it to Twitter. You can tie your Twitter account to it. Don't bother. It doesn't send the image, so you don't get anything useful out of it. You'll get part of the text. What I do is when I have text, I will have an image. I'll have a text. I will just copy the text, select all, copy, and then when I'll post it, then I'll just go do the same thing on Twitter. It takes me a minute to repost it once I've written what I want to write on Twitter, and then I can just post where'd it go? I can post the same thing, and with the true image there in the text, people will respond much better because people don't respond to Instagram reposts on Twitter, but they do respond to Twitter posts directly. Same thing for Facebook pages. So when I post a picture, I'll go to Instagram, I'll post it, I'll go to Twitter, I'll post it, I'll go to my pages. If you don't have the Pages app, this is a great Facebook app. This is just Facebook like pages. So here's my like page, and then I'll go and do the same thing. And I'll just post photo, pick the same thing, paste the exact same text, and get 3 for 1 out of it. When I do discard, I do not need to post that on this page. I don't do most of my posts. Well, I do most of my images I post on Facebook pages using. See, there's the same one you just saw that on Instagram. I use my app to post a lot of them. But here's one where, as it builds, this post has 780 likes, 40 comments, and 22,000 people reached. I posted my fitness posts get less of a response, but it still helps build. I'm building the volume to get the response there that I do. So I posted the hammer and chisel video. I just downloaded the video and posted that. I'll go ahead and go through that. Let's see. I think I'm done with Reflector. Okay. Before I move on, Instagram or Twitter questions?
I'm wondering, how frequently do you post, Mark? Or have you found sort of a sweet spot, or is it different for each social media?
No, I repost pictures. I post every morning between 7 and 8:30. I always try and get one posted then. I always try and post one right before noon because I know people are going to get on at lunch. I try and post one about 4:30. And then I'll very often post one in the evening when I know right after people have put their kids to bed. Okay. Now, I have people in time zones all over, so that's based on my time zone, but I know they end up carrying over a lot. Excuse me. But I try and have 3 to 4 posts per day. Instagram and Twitter don't care. They will just post whatever you post whenever you post it in people's stream. Facebook uses much more analytics, and if you have a stale page, when you go and do one post, random post, it doesn't really show up anywhere because people aren't. Facebook knows it's not you don't have an interesting page. Facebook has to think your page is interesting and people want to interact with it. But I do all my audio posts, or not all my picture posts, I will do on all of them at the same time, just about every time. Video is much easier to do on Facebook. So I'll show you what I do for video. wanted to get video on my phone to post it for Instagram and Twitter, I use Google Photos. So I have Google Photos running on my computer. I have, whenever I save a video, it goes to Google Photos automatically. And then when I want to pull it down, I can just do it with Google Photos. And there's the pictures I just took. They're all in Google Photos. They're ready to go. And I didn't download any video. Yeah, there's video. I have no idea what this is. But then I can just click and save it locally, because on Instagram, you can only post 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and Twitter, it's 30 seconds. But this will get the video onto my phone very easily without having to plug in cables or do any of that garbage. So I can post that. And usually what I'll do is say, to see the full video, go to fb.com/TrueEliteGeek, which is my page there. So that way they can go there to see the full thing, and it gains interest, and I can see people transition that way pretty easily.
So do you think that a majority of your, and I'll let other people ask questions after this one, I'll shut up. A majority of the Facebook followers you have, has that been a result of people sharing your content predominantly, or has it been what you've done on Instagram and people moving over to Facebook?
I think I got a jump start off of Instagram, but it is all about, let's see, Facebook is its own beast, and it's all about striking a nerve with people. Let me turn off reflector here, or turn off, we'll do it here. So Facebook uses lots and lots of analytics for determining how often to show your post. And the trick is having things posted that people will share, because Facebook will only show your content to 1% of your viewers unless it gets popular. I actually have an example here earlier where I posted just a YouTube link to the Adam Driver on Saturday Night Live, and it reached 800 people, like basically 1%, and that's about what it does. And it got 12 likes and a couple comments and basically nothing. I mean, it was a totally dead post, and that is common for YouTube posts. Facebook, here, one of the things for Facebook is it does not want to see YouTube posts on your pages. They don't work for the most part. That's been one
video directly uploaded, right?
They want their video directly uploaded, where that's been tough, because I'll actually have people reach out to me on this page. It's gotten to the point where people will want me to post their content on the page, and I'll tell them I can post a YouTube link, but you're going to get no views out of it. You're going to get a dozen views out of it maybe. But if I can take a clip of your video, if I can download a clip and take it and post it, and it gets popular, then we can get some content. So you'll see that. Here's this is the video that made my page start. This was the first post I posted on Elevation Coaches when I was talking about video in October. It's a Toys R Us commercial, where I have no problem posting commercials, because they pay people to post their commercials, to show their commercials, to advertise them on TV. So I just posted this commercial, and you can see from the analytics it's had 2.3 million views. It's been shared 56,000 times. All I did was post it here, and I shared it in a group. And I found that's one of the things that has worked out really well, is you need to find some groups that you can post in without spamming. There's a big difference. You can't spam places, but you have to get things started. So there are a couple ways getting started that you can do to start your page. One, you can actually advertise your page, which I recommend when you're getting started with a page. $5 a day will get you about 100 followers per day. And that's how I got my first 1,000 followers, because you need somebody to be seeing your content for it to get likes and shares. And once you start getting likes and shares, that's when it can start to get popular. So let me see. I love analytics, so I'm all over this kind of stuff. But so when it started, I started with $5 a day, and I had 170 people. Then it yeah, that was, it doesn't go back further than that. I'm right at it. So I had, this is the day that I posted that video. I posted October 22nd, and then I woke up the next morning and had 1,000 followers. So, and that's all because people share the video, and people share it, and then they share it, and what happens is when they share it, it shows up on their friend's feed, and they click like. And one of the things that's nice on Facebook is there's a like at the bottom to like the picture, but then there's another like up in the upper right hand corner, and people don't know the difference. And if you like the one on the bottom, you're liking the video. If you like the one in the upper right corner, you're liking the page.
Yeah.
So that's how I get most of my followers, is because people are sharing it and they don't know what they're clicking. So they will go through. But you have to, I paid $5 a day for a while, built some traction, had some people coming to the page, or people that I was posting and it was showing up on their page. They would see it, they would like it, they'd share it, and then it just kind of, it's the compound effect. It's literally the compound effect that rolls. And then you have to, one of the things you have to prepare yourself for is that it doesn't last. Here at WITGAIN, 1,000 followers in one day, and then 600, and then it just kind of crept back down to 50s, and one. There was one like that day. But then I posted another video that I kind of went along. I just kept going, and then posted another video that took off, and then I gained 4,000 followers in one day. And then it just kind of creeps back down. And then I gained 8,000 followers in one day. It was a good day. But then it kind of creeps back down. And then you have days that even after that where it almost feels like you might end up negative for the day. So it kind of goes in fits and spurts like that. But now that 1% adds up to 600 people. And if it's a good enough post, then they share it, and it goes from there, is how a page grows. So you're priming the pump. Like basically the compound effect, if you've read that book, and if you haven't, I'm sure Todd will have you read it during the Emerald group. Your first pumps don't feel like they're doing anything, but then all of a sudden once it starts, it just gets going, and it keeps going until you have 1 million people engaging on the posts every week.
So Mark, where do you find, well, I notice a lot of likes come from video, because
yes.
Where do you find, I would call this viral content. Where do you find viral content to post on your Facebook like page?
YouTube for the most part.
Okay.
So I will actually show you how I do this. So because here's another case where it takes a while to figure out your apps. Now you have to be selective on what you post, so you don't want to steal content. There are cases where I will ask permission to post something, telling people I will post back to them. That works really well for small pages because they just want anybody to see their stuff. When a page has several million subscribers, they don't care. But so you could just search for funny fitness video, and there are going to be 1 million of them. And the things I've found is, so like here's one. I won't post this because this is from In Living Color. Yeah. And Facebook probably knows about this video and knows that it's in living color, and will actually take the video back down and say, do you have permission for that? And hey, I'm not going to let you post any more videos. And if once you get so many strikes, you never get to post videos again, and your page is done. At that point, you have to start over. So you have to try and be really careful. Now, YouTube should know better. This is in living color, obviously, and it's been here for 9 years and has 12 million views, but apparently Jim Carrey doesn't care. So you have to watch and be careful. I will also post things like this that I know this guy has 12 million views, but he didn't create this content. He has no information about it, no rights to it. So I will gladly repost it on my page. So we'll just use this as an example. So then what I do, say I do want to post this video. For one, I would, let's see, that won't carry over to the video poll. So I'll look at the end, see if this guy's put anything with his name on it at the end. This looks like a pretty clean video. So I just select here and highlight. And I have an application, this is free, called 4K Video Downloader.
And there's also web-based versions of this.
Yes.
Type in download YouTube videos, you can find.
Get this one.
Okay.
Most of those are really, there are, and you can do the same thing for Facebook videos. Most of them are very dangerous, and this one is very, very good about giving me options. So in this case, it's an old low definition video. If it's high definition, I have options to download every version that's available.
Great.
I have the option to download subtitles if I just want to extract the audio, which I will do at sometimes. And then I can choose very well where I want to save it. Except for the new version that I say right now has been a little problematic as I tout how amazing this program is. But so I will download the video here and then upload it directly to Facebook.
Okay.
So then when you go back to Facebook, you have options to do videos and photos. So there's two things that you want to do when you upload a video. I'll just pick one of my other random videos. So you want to make sure you have a good thumbnail that will draw interest to people. Like anything like that will work out well. Pick a good title because that will carry over. I actually missed this the first time. Your text that goes above the video is up here. It took me a couple of videos, embarrassingly, to realize that. Categories I have not found to matter much, but the call to action button is actually really, really powerful. This is a great way if you have a website to do learn more. Send them to geek.net, and it will automatically fill in the text here. Or I will send them directly to with the you could send them directly to your coach page to a link to a product if you're doing that directly. I did that with Hammer and Chisel. Mixed results there. Most people aren't looking for. Most people you need to communicate with more. So most of the time, what you need to do is have people reach out to you. You're on your page. You're becoming a trusted advisor, and what you need to do is transition from the page to a personal friend page, and then to talking with like you would anybody else, where you can do direct messages. You can do messages on your page too. You will receive messages here. Discard. So you do have a separate messages group just for your page that you can communicate with people, but it's not as personal. It's not quite the same as what you get when someone is personally your friend on Facebook. That works out much better. So videos though are the big one. There are I don't know where it is anymore. I'll try and find it again. I learned all of this by watching training videos on YouTube. One of the things that works out well, that there's a video called "Once You Have 1,000 Followers." You basically need to build up to 1,000 likes, 1,000 followers on Facebook, and then you can start posts and you can actually start boosting them. And that's the other way that if your posts aren't getting organic likes where you only get 1%. So if you have 1,000 followers, 10 people are going to see it. If somebody likes it, it may be 12. It's still not going to be nearly those 1,000. That's where you can boost posts from Facebook, and you can what you want to do most of the time is people who like your page and their friends. And that will start to get organic reach, and you get two things out of this. One, when you have a right hook, more people will see it. So you still need to keep jabbing. With your jabs, your goal is to make it an engaging post that's interesting enough that people will like it and hopefully share it. Your goal is to have posts good enough that people will share it, because that's where you'll get all of your organic growth. And those are all jabs. Sole intention is just to grow likes on the page. And then you have a right hook that you boost. You can go to your page and their friends. It'll reach more people. And that's when you talk more specific about your groups that people are going to join, the individual products that you have engaging enough posts for people to reach out to you about getting started.
And I think in that book, Jab Jab Right Hook, Gary Vaynerchuk says when he's talking about those jabs, posting content that people will like and share, that the easiest way to know if they're going to like and share is to ask yourself the same question: would I like or share this post? Is it interesting enough?
So I think that's true, but I will also say my most popular video that got me 6,000 to 8,000 likes in one day, I didn't really care for. I just kind of posted on a rim. No, it was just kind of like, no, that's amusing. I'm going to go ahead and post that. And then because you just don't know. You just don't.
So it's volume of content.
Yeah, it's put it out there, and don't do. It's a volume of decent and good content. The thing is, you don't know which is going to be decent and which is going to be good, and it will surprise you because I've posted some stuff I thought was excellent that went absolutely nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. It's like, oh, a dozen likes and a share. Whoop-dee. And then a video that, okay, that's kind of amusing. But I'll go ahead and post it. And then the next thing I woke up the next morning, it's just exploded. So
crazy.
One of the tricks I didn't know early is if you do a page, one of the best things you can do is every day go in and here's people who like this page, and I can click this and it will show me the people who like this page. And what you can do is you see here, there's an invite button. So what happens is someone likes your content, they share it to their page, and one of their friends likes that. Well, you don't see that directly on your page, but if you go click on that post, you can see who liked it, and then as long as they aren't private on Facebook, you can go and invite them. Now, it's actually going to reject me here because you can only do this 500 times a day. For most of your pages, that's not going to be a problem. But I will go through and I will click this invite button 500 times every day, and that's how I get a large number of people every day. Once I go through and do that, I'll go back in and have like 100 followers usually shortly after that. And I didn't know about this at first and missed out on this for a while because that is a huge deal. That's how you get friends of friends, people to start liking your page.
Yeah. So this isn't so like building a Facebook page or building your Instagram account. This isn't something you just kind of sort of do. You have to commit to one of them. You have to commit to one or something.
Consistency is key. I think if you're doing Instagram, you might as well do. I don't think there's any reason to not do all three, because you do all three at the same time. You post the same content on all three over and over and over. You're just reaching out to different people, and because there are different people on different groups for that. And it's very easy when you're on your phone that once you're done writing up one, Twitter's a little bit harder because of the character content. Usually I'll write it on Instagram and then copy it to Twitter, delete half of it, and then post what's left. And then I'll just post it right on Facebook immediately. And that's how most of my content is on all three of them. And if you look on all three, it's the same stuff over and over and over. So people who do follow me on all three, they might get a little overwhelmed, but it doesn't happen really. And the way they display things, people aren't going to see all of it anyway. So I like to keep it really easy. And then it's video that is really I'll do those on all three every day, multiple posts every day. And then the video posts I'll just hit on Facebook on my like page.
Okay. Awesome. Does anybody else have questions for Mark?
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, I got one question for you.
Yep.
Before you really dialed it down to just focusing on Star Wars stuff,
yep.
Did you have a lot of luck beforehand? Because I see so many people just like life casting on Instagram, and it might just be fitness posts and niche down into just fitness, but it's just life casting. So that's what I was curious about.
I guess I'm not familiar with that term. What do you mean they're just life casting?
Just like, recipes, their workout selfies, you know.
So you're talking about on coaches doing that?
Yeah, other coaches trying to do that. You know,
Okay.
before I don't know what you did before. If you
Yeah.
just rolled with just Star Wars stuff, or
Nope. So I
is this really
transitioned
specific?
before it focused mostly on the Elite Geek. It was all, so I would do pretty much the same thing where I would have a couple of humorous posts per day to try and gain attention, and those were mostly reposts. Or I would do a little bit of family, making sure people know I'm a real person, but it was mostly fitness focused posts that I thought people would be interested in knowing more about.
Okay.
And the people that I did have transition from Instagram to, it was mostly people that after a while, it took time and consistency, but I found more people would reach out to me randomly that just found me, and they'd send me a message just saying, hey, I've been watching your page, I need to do this. And it was just because of consistency.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks.
Yep.
All right. Any other questions, guys? Mark shared a crap load of really awesome information there.
And as soon as we hang up, I'll remember, oh, I forgot to talk about that.
Then why don't you pretend to hang up right now?
Yeah, why don't I pretend to hang up right now? Yeah. So I have had, I will say I've had several cases where I could tell people responded very badly to a post that I thought was funny, and people are freaking sensitive on Facebook. Holy crap. And I will go and delete or hide a post because I can tell I'm getting a negative reaction. I will look regularly at my insights for the day, and I'll wake up and I can basically, you can kind of just tell what happened is people got up, looked at that, and unfollowed. Like, all right, well, we're not going to do that. So yeah, here's another one that I do. For all of my links, I use Bitly. If you guys aren't familiar with Bitly, it's very, very handy. So I can keep track of how many clicks every link that I post gets. So like my Star Wars post that I did earlier that got nothing, it had like 2 likes. I can still tell 14 people clicked that on my page. So it did actually get some people to physically click the button to watch it, and then apparently didn't like it enough to actually follow up. The other thing that's interesting is I can see how many other people have posted that same link. This is actually really unusual for me. 1,000 other clicks have happened on to that same page that weren't from me. But then I can go through and see where I'm sharing other people's videos for them. It makes it really nice because where I'm doing this, I can go back and say, look, here's what happened, and I can show evidence for them. If I post this way, here's how many clicks you can respond. If I post it this way, here's how many clicks you can respond, and here's the proof, or that kind of thing. So it makes it, I love analytics. It more so than me thinking what would I like, I can go back and say, no, what did people really like? What actually really worked out there?
And Mark, I just sent you a video link that you're gonna enjoy.
Okay.
You might even post it on your Facebook.
I get a lot of stuff that I am not above. I'll take anything that's awesome. And I found the faster I post it. I've not seen this one.
So play it on this call, but it's talking about social justice warriors only with Star Wars characters.
Okay. So this is one of them where they're just big enough that they might be interested in working with me on the page.
He's a pretty cool
not too
guy.
big. So I will definitely check that out. I'm always be looking for new content.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions, guys? Let's see where we're at on time here. All right, we're just before 6:30, so that's great.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Well, so one of the insights here, more about analytics, but one of the nice things about Facebook is you can see exactly who's following you. So you can tell where people are from, what language they speak.
Yeah.
So this is one where yeah. So when I showed you how to boost posts and post people who like you and their followers, I actually don't recommend that. Now that I'm going to go back and tell you that.
You're going to retract your statement?
I'm going to retract my statement. Don't do it that way. Go into Ad Central, or Ad Manager, which is part of Facebook here.
Oh, and you can target?
You can target much more granularly. So what I do when I'm targeting people is I will target people just in the United States or in Canada. Sometimes I will go through. Let's see, here's an old one. I can't. Let's see, can I move that? There we go. So from here, you can be very specific about who you target. Here, it's everyone. I'm mostly only interested in the United States, and people who speak English. So if people are following me, but their friends aren't in the United States, I don't want to target. I don't want to send ads to those people. If they don't speak English, it's not going to do me any good. Maybe if they speak German and a little bit of English, we can work out. But so we can target languages. You can target demographics. So you'll see posts from people who I don't recommend this early until you learn better. But at this, you can target people who are into fitness, or it had to be a very generic term, but you could target people who are into fitness and geek and Star Wars, who are 22 to 40 men only, and that would be my demographic. So you can get that granular, and it will tell you about how many people there are in that group. So here, just in the United States, it's 20 million people. But as you get, your computer networks is 160 in the games. Well, that's a bunch of people. So you can get much more granular this way to find just the specific people that you that are going to work with you. Because I'm not going to target stay-at-home moms for the most part. They're not going to be interested in following me for this type of thing for the most part. Now, randomly, if they find me, that happens, there's one of the people that's been in my group, she's a Black single mom vegan in Chicago. And we worked, I mean, I never would have guessed that, but we hooked up on Instagram from fitness posts and joined our challenges and challenged back and went through the whole thing. But that was through organic persistence. And she said after a while, like, look, let's do this. And she was a sample. She was interested in one of those sample offers that I did, where I've had good success from those, and it was because there was this specific vegan option that we went from there.
Awesome. Well, Mark, again, this has been incredible. You shared a ton of value here. Personally, if I wasn't so busy with YouTube and blogging, I would be all over Instagram and a Facebook like page. But I think a lot of our coaches are going to have a lot of success as a result of this. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. And if you have any questions, I see every post, I think, in the group, and we'll be just tag my name in it, and I will be glad to help. And I will very often do a quick reflector video and just save it and post it on my YouTube page. So that's one of the things I've done. Is like, how do you get people to go to your group fitness page every day for that month's challenge group? You know what? I made a video to show them how to do it. And at the beginning of every month, I tag everybody in a post and say, here, go watch this. Because otherwise, people will just, if you have new people, they'll just watch for it in their feed and they'll not see it and not realize things are going on. It's like, no, you need to go to this group page this month every day, and here's how you do it.
Awesome.
Hey, Mark, I got a question.
Yep.
Okay, so I know you have your Elite Geek Facebook page and your following and that sort of thing. Um, how do you transition people from that to fitness? Do you ever mention it to the people who like your Star Wars things? Do you ever bring it up to them, or is that a separate entity? I guess the condensed version is, how do you transition people who are following you, loyally, into the fitness aspect, or if you don't focus on that maybe as much?
Sure. So I have a Elite Geek fitness page also that I've mostly transitioned to the Elite Geek page, but I will post when I'm going to run a challenge group. A lot of times with new programs have worked out well that I will post in this group. This group has actually only been around since October, so this page. So I'm talking a lot, but I've only been doing this 3 months. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making it up as I go. But so like when Hammer and Chisel came out, I just took the Hammer and Chisel right off Beachbody's Facebook or YouTube page, and I posted, and I cut it down. So I used some programs to trim it down to a more Facebook acceptable level length of time, and did some trimming to it to make it fit my page better. But then we'll post it right on that page, and I'll usually put some kind of comment that this may not be geek specific, but it's something that I'm doing, and if you're interested, let me know, and we'll go from there. I think the new Tony Horton, the one that Todd's doing, the 22-minute boot camp one, that's one where I think I can make a geek focused version of that, so turn it into more of a Stormtrooper boot camp. That will gain interest. So I do post on there with the combination of it's pretty much all or mostly the geek jabs, then with the occasional right hook when it's time to do a group.
Sure. Thank you, Mark.
Yep.
All right, we'll give a few more seconds for any questions, any lingering thoughts, or if anybody just wants to give Mark an internet high five. I am, brother.
Did he do a closed fist?
Yeah, it was
that's great. Well, Mark, again, I appreciate your time. It's been incredibly valuable, and I think a lot of us are going to benefit as a result of your 3 months of knowledge. You say you don't know much, but man, that was packed.
So I say that it's 3 months of being really active on this page, but it was really all just learning things that I've learned watching the Beachbody specific posts about how to do videos. I mean, buying posts and then where to boost and not to boost. A lot of that comes from Brooke Dorset or Brooke Lipoff, whatever her name.
Yeah, Brooke Lipoff now, since she got married.
I watched
OFF.
All of her training videos on YouTube. I've been through all of those. The guy posting the other thing, it's the big guy in Canada. He's the leader of Canada, and he's posted videos with Scotty Hobbs, I think.
Miguel Carrasco.
Yes, that's who it is. His videos, that I learned everything that I'm doing from them. So
awesome.
The training works.
Yeah, well, maybe what we'll do, maybe after this call, if you wouldn't mind, Mark, just post a link to Brooke and Miguel's YouTube videos.
Now that I remember, it was Scotty Hobbs. I can probably find that. I think Brooke took her one on boosting post down. I looked for it earlier to try and post it, and I don't think it's there anymore.
Okay, or maybe just post a link to their YouTube channel.
Yep, absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, it's 6:35. We've been on for an hour of awesome content. And again, I'll say it a third time. Thank you, Mark. I can't say it enough. That was a great call. So give me a thumbs up if you guys agree. That was an awesome call. Damn. Look at them thumbs up. Awesome, guys. All right. Well, you guys all have a great night, and yeah, let's go put this stuff and help make the rubber meet the road on this.
Sounds good.
All right. Later, guys.